I'm not even a Curry fan, by the way, but holy shit. Okay, other teams have been doing it, but I will say other teams have not been able to do it effectively, like how the Spurs and the Warriors. Yo, hope y'all doing good, man. Yo, I gotta point something out real quick. It's crazy how I title a video, "Is Bronny James overrated?" Why the f am I coming across a comment that says there is no such thing as a male bonnet? There is no way you find the nerve to comment some bullshit like this. Number one, stop eating. Number two, it's 2023. Number three, are you fucking crazy? DE sex, nigga, you're probably bored or some shit, bro. But listen, niggas like to take care of their hair out here. I don't know about you. Stop dick eating, bro. That's besides the point. We have the dribbling cheat code is taking over the NBA. I wonder what he means by this.
This is an on-ball attack, where the focal point of the play is dribbling while attacking the defense. This is an off-ball attack, where the focal point is away from the ball and not dribbling while attacking the defense.
I like how we showed Curry for these examples, because Curry does this very, very, very well. The way he can attack the defense on and off ball is some crazy shit, you know? I mean, every player can do it, but the way Curry does it is different.
And this is a play that looks like it's on ball, but is also kind of off ball, but then maybe becomes on ball again, and it's awesome and difficult to defend, and it's been slowly taking over the entire league.
Yo, I just want to let y'all know, bro, the Warriors been doing this shit since like what? 2016, bro, and niggas are finally like catching on to it. That right there, that what you just saw, they've been doing that shit for the longest.
Dribbling is almost the oldest tactic in the book, but after James Naismith invented the game in 1891, it took about 20 years before players could freely dribble around like we know today. And even after that, passing and cutting was all the rage. As the game modernized, dribbling became a critical offensive skill for players, so much so that today we take it for granted when players weave and knife all over the court with a live dribble. Most great scorers historically use their dribble to get to their spots and attack defenses with the ball. And today that often involves the pick and roll game, where they can score or pass so effectively.
Oh my god. Yo, I'm not even a Curry fan, by the way, but holy shit. Like, just,
they can score or pass so effectively.
God damn.
That has revitalized the dribble handoff game, where the handoff acts like a screen and the receiver has the same pick and roll reads when he turns the corner. And dribble handoffs are dangerous because players run into them without the ball. So it's almost like a head start on what would be a pick and roll game. And the next level to that is actually starting with the dribble, and instead of going into pick and roll, passing it and then chasing after that pass to get it back and go to work. I've heard a number of terms for this, but what's really happening here is that the traditional pick and roll step of dribbling off a screen is being replaced by a brief off-ball moment that's better than dribbling for most players. Take this.
That happens because a lot of players cannot fucking dribble. Like, for example, Jaylen Brown, you know? That nigga does not have a left hand at all. I would expect him to use this move a lot. Nah, but yeah, a lot of players who really don't know how to maneuver with the basketball, I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot more efficient. I fucks with it.
This pick and roll from Michael Porter Jr. He's not a great ball handler, so he's swallowed up around the screen and almost turns it over.
That right there.
But here he doesn't dribble into the pick, he passes it, and then attacks without the ball. And that little change of direction is easier without dribbling.
That's so funny,
so
bro.
he can run his man right into the screen, then restart the dribble with momentum to get to the basket. Jamal Murray.
Now imagine a nigga who used this and can still dribble. Niggas like Curry, bro. I'm trying to tell you, the Warriors been doing this shit for the fucking longest, bro. And it's crazy. Like, it's really crazy, bro. They won championships doing shit like this.
Is basically setting up his defender for a pick here, but without the ball, he can walk him into the screen, then get back to dribbling like it's a pick and roll. Now, you might be thinking, isn't passing and chasing it just a dribble handoff? And it is, but there's more going on than just a classic handoff flowing into the pick and roll actions. Instead of dribbling into the screen here, Tyrese Maxey freezes his defender by passing and chasing it for a wide open look. Because that brief transition from being on ball to off ball relaxes the defender for a second as he processes the pass, and that doesn't happen if he dribbles the whole time. So the shift from dribbling to passing asks a little bit more of the on-ball defender than if the dribbler ran a traditional pick and roll the whole way. And it asks more of the second defender involved in the action, where the speed and direction can be difficult to handle. Miles Turner gets slightly out of position on the pass, and Maxi's moving so fast that it's too late to recover. Here's another one where Cade Cunningham throws it and chases it, and that just completely gashes the Bulls' defense because he's sprinting after the ball. So when his defender calls for a switch, it's just way too fast and a red carpet to the rim. Here's the thing. Defenses are armed and ready with tons of coverages against a traditional pick and roll setup. DeAndre Hunter's in position here, so the ball handler gives it up. But this pass confuses those coverages. Hunter's about to come meet the ball, but he's completely frozen by the pass, and the result is a busted coverage and an open three. This throw it and chase it move can even Jedi mind trick defenders into leaving Steph Curry open, because
that don't look familiar, y'all? 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. Nah, he was injured 2020, 2021, 2022, and even this year.
When this is a pick and roll with Curry dribbling, every Kings defender knows to meet him at the screen and then to absolutely not leave him outside the three-point arc. But when he passes it to the screener instead, that defender has to briefly worry about the ball, and suddenly all that prep flies out the window. And that brings us back to this play, where Harrison Barnes is sagged way off Draymond Green, and when Curry passes it, Barnes starts thinking about Draymond dribbling. Either way, this doesn't happen if Steph dribbles the entire time, and it turns into a layup.
I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. And they do it so well. They do it so well, bro. They do it so well. A lot of teams done caught on to it already, but back then, these niggas was ahead of the game, bro. They had all the sauce.
So in these situations, the second defender really needs to lock in like it's a pick and roll, and then the screener can just keep it and drive himself. This is yet another layer to pausing the dribble in a would-be pick and roll. You can't really trap the ball handler because the screener is the one who has the ball. In the normal pick and roll setup, the dribbler has to pass it to the roll man out of the trap, and that's not always easy. But because the pass and chase briefly moves the screener on ball, he already has possession and can just drive himself. So even though there's just a
They won 4 chips for a reason, bro. There's a reason why they won 2015, 17, 18, and 22, bro. Scratch out like just all three-pointers, The niggas who typically watch Warriors games it's like, they shoot a lot of three-pointers. Yes, that may be true, but it's this shit within like their offense and shit like that has them able to score like this. And you have to really analyze what you're watching in order to like get it. I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger, I was not getting this at all. When I was younger, I'm just like, oh my god, they're just shooting a whole bunch of threes and they just keep making it and making it and making it. Oh my god, Curry's constantly. Why is Curry always open? Why is Klay always open? Why is Draymond always open? Why are they able to break down teams so well? Teams that are well defending, you know what I'm saying? Teams with great defensive players and all this other shit, bro. The Warriors are able to just break down all that shit, bro. 73-9, yo. 73-9. You always wonder, like, yo, why the fuck are they getting away with this shit? This is one of the biggest reasons why.
Brief space without dribbling, this pass makes traditional traps nearly impossible because of that keep option. That second defender can't leave his man as easily, even on a play like this. If Jeff Green dribbles around this pick, the defender would move into his path. But he's thinking, I'm not leaving Jokic, and suddenly it's a layup. That means a skilled big man makes this play more dangerous than if he just set the pick and rolled to the rim. Basically, he's being given more responsibility to read the play and make the right decision. So the more skilled that big man is, the more difficult this entire thing is to guard.
Exactly, bro.
The Spurs used to love this version where a guard would throw it at Tim Duncan, cut right at him, and that was enough to lose the defender for a layup. They could also move
Spurs too. Hey, look, before y'all dick in the comments saying, oh, that wasn't just the Warriors, it wasn't just the Warriors. Yes, I know other teams may have did it before, bro. But other teams didn't go 73-9. I'll tell you that. Other teams did not go 73-9. I'm just saying. Is that not facts? Other teams did not go 73-9. So look, before y'all dicky, you know what I'm saying? I know other teams were doing it. Yes, I know. Teams like the Spurs, you know. There's a reason why they have 5. Look, Warriors got 4, Spurs got 5.
Duncan to the low post and then chase the entry pass for a handoff and finish. And teams have been cutting at the post up like this for years. The Lakers did it with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and coach Alex Hannum loved it back in the 60s with Wilt Chamberlain handing it off. So these ideas have been around for decades, which makes sense because dribbling was much harder in the earlier days of the league. So manipulating defenders in the pick and roll with hesitation dribbles wasn't much of a thing.
Okay, go ahead. Y'all can dicky. Okay, other teams have been doing it, but I will say other teams have not been able to do it effectively, like how the Spurs and the Warriors, and that's the reason why they have multiple championships.
Instead, this pass and chase was blended into a game of handoffs and backdoor cuts, and it was even built into part of the legendary triangle offense, which was popularized by Phil Jackson during the Bulls championship years. Although that pass and chase wasn't interrupting a dribble or mimicking a pick and roll, whereas Mike D'Antoni's hurry-up offense had a built-in pass and chase option instead of dribbling around the screen every time. The whole league adopted that play after the success of those Suns teams, and we actually saw it a minute ago with Cade Cunningham. So the concept of passing and chasing it has been around for decades, starting as a way to attack without any dribbling, turning into a way to get into a dribble on the move, and ultimately evolving to pause the dribble in the middle of a pick and roll style attack.
Really crazy. It's really crazy how the league really evolves and shit. I'll never understand why people be like, oh, our era was better. Oh, our generation was better than the third. Bro, the league is always evolving. And right now, you know what I'm saying? It could be this pass and chase, but there's so many other plays and there's so many other things. It makes the league good in its own era, if that makes sense. There's certain shit that players do in their era that wasn't done in any other era that makes their era a little bit special.
It can also be used to restart a dribble after the first attack stalls, rebooting the two-man game here for a little floater. So once the guard picks up the dribble, that big man serves as an outpost to continue taxing the original defender. And that means you can up fake to get the shooter off his feet, then chase it while the defender's recovering, and that's incredibly stressful on defenses who have already taken away the initial action. Tyler Hero tries to work the pick and roll here about 2 or 3 different ways. They're all stopped, so he snaps it and chases it, and that's too fast to handle for Dallas and turns into a layup. Basically, a player can get the advantage of up-faking to shed his man, then reboot the dribble or cut into greener pastures. This is the cousin of the relocation 3, where a drive is contained by the defense and the ball handler gives it up to run to open space at the 3-point line. In a similar vein, the dribbler doesn't have to follow the pass if there's open space to run into. And these are all similar ways to start a possession on ball, end the dribble, and then just keep going again. Some of the best pass and chase options feature a backdoor cut, which is really just punishing the defenders for denying that hand back option in the first place. Teams can even blend this in with other actions, like Curry starting in pick and roll here, then whipping it to the roller only to chase after it for an open look. And that's
what makes this play so effective for a team like Golden State. That nigga Curry does not miss. He does not miss. The nigga Curry does not miss, bro. So that relocation three he's talking about, imagine using that play with the greatest shooter of all time, bro. I can't even imagine when it was like 2015, bro, and the Los Angeles Clippers have to guard this shit, bro. You had the Rockets with James Harden and shit like that trying to guard this. I can't even imagine, bro. I'd be stressing the fuck out.
Way more effective than a crossover dribble here because it confuses Curry's man and the big man at the same time. This is the exact same ninjutsu Curry and Green busted out in 2019 to close out the Houston Rockets, where they kept running pick and roll only to add the hand back at the end, and that just unplugs Chris Paul's controller and put the punctuation mark on the series. And this is why
My God, yo. Oh man, yo, I hated, yo, at the time I hated watching this shit, but man.
and put the punctuation mark on
Yo,
the
you
series.
got to appreciate great basketball.
And this
You just
is
have
why
to. You
I
have to
love
appreciate- you
this
have to appreciate
concept.
great basketball.
It's a perfect marriage between the on-ball and off-ball parts of the game. In one moment, you unleash the power of off-ball movement that we've discussed before. And that happens during the on-ball sequence of the pick and roll action, which itself has evolved into one of the most indefensible plays in the entire sport. And since you can restart the dribble from any angle like this, the pass and chase presents a nearly unlimited set of options, while unlocking the brilliance of a second teammate, which is why it's so powerful for basketball's most well-rounded offensive players. And remember, the whole thing is based on an unlimited ability to pause and restart the dribble, which, in a way, makes it the ultimate dribbling cheat code. We have videos covering the evolution of the pick and roll and off-ball movement that directly relate to this concept if you're interested. To support us directly and access our proprietary in-season and historical database of stats, check out patreon.com/thinkingbasketball.
Okay. Pretty much it. Hey, Suns, Spurs, Warriors, Nuggets. There's a reason why all these teams are successful in their own way. It's the reason why they have shown how to dominate offensively and really like be effective on or off ball between their players and stuff like that. Yeah, it's shit like this that really, where if it works effectively, it will show the difference between them and another average team. Oh my God, this was a great video.